What's going on, guys? James with Urban Bass Layers here, sitting in my backyard today. It's Monday, Labor Day. I'm gonna go fish in a little while. I'm sitting at home editing a bunch of footage. So what I'm doing today is I'm gonna fix the tip of one of my poles. I've had this Ugly Stik for years. This part of it broke, so I just taped it up. But I mean, I've had this pole since I started fishing. It's one of the first poles I had, so kind of sentimental to me, and I've caught a lot of really big fish on this pole. Went out and bought me a brand new loose speed spin bait caster. So I use these things, or I mean a spinning reel, excuse me. I use these things like a bait caster. So here's the deal. I got this tip here on my pole. You can see that thing is messed up. It's really messed up, and it's actually got a little groove that's in there. And what happens is the line gets caught in that groove when I cast, and it has actually shredded the brand new line that I just bought. So I'm gonna have to pull this guy off. Now, in the past, I tried to do this, and I tried to take like clippers, I think it was, or like a little saw, and I tried to cut the tip of the pole off right here. The problem with that is it's made out of fiberglass. I got a lot of springs on my finger. So what I'm gonna do here is you have to heat this up with a lighter. So let's do this real quick. So let's set this right here. So the things that I got to do this is I got some 2-ton epoxy. I got something to mix it on. I got a little one of these plastic bristle paint brushes. They sell them at Walmart. It's like $2 or $1 for a pack of these. And then I went to Bass Pro Shops and I got a brand new tip. Just got to make sure you get the width the right size for the pole that you're sticking it on, or it won't work. So now what you do with this is you just heat this guy up. Don't really want to let it catch on fire. Just heat it up a little bit. Pops right off. So now what I'm going to do with this guy Alright, so I've done this before to this pole, so what I had to do is I had to go get a knife and I had to scrape off the old epoxy that was on here because it wasn't allowing the tip to go on there. The tip's the right size, it just wouldn't fit on there. So use my knife, just scraped off a little bit of the stuff. Now this guy pops right on there. Make sure it fits on there before you put the epoxy on, or else you're gonna be in a world of hurt if you epoxy it and it doesn't fit on there. So got the old guy, there's some garbage, got my new guy here. Don't need these anymore. And that's just a brush. Like I said, it's a plastic bristle brush. You just take a little tiny bit of this 2-ton epoxy. You can use the this is the 20-minute. You can use the I think it's 5-minute. It just dries really fast on you, so you got to be quick with it. This 20-minute stuff lasts a little bit longer. Use the back side of the brush. Just mix this stuff up. It's 2-part epoxy, so you want to mix it pretty good. It's 2-ton epoxy, so this stuff will hold quite a long time. Now, with this pole, I do a lot of shore walking, and I always lead with my pole tip when I'm walking through trees and bushes, so the tip of my fishing pole always gets beat up really bad. And the other bad thing that I do is when I have like Texas rigs on, sometimes I'll reel all the way up and my weight will hit the tip here and it will blow out the inside of that, and it's not good. So I've done that a few times myself. So now we just take some of this right on here. Nice big amount on there. The trick to this is just getting it straight. So you just look down the pole tip. Make sure it's as straight as it can be. Take a little more of this. Just kind of go around it. Oops. Put it on there. This stuff will dry pretty quick, and fishing pole will be ready to go again. I have another pole that when I was out at Rancho Marietta, I hooked into a really big fish, and I had 30-pound braided line on, and the fish literally, it bit and it pulled me down into the water, like pulled my pole, tried to pull my pole out of my hand, and it bent out a 3-aught Gamakatsu hook. So I have the eye holes down here on my other pole, 2 of them that blew out. So I'm gonna have to fix those. Actually, this one has lost its thing, and you can see it's starting to get grooves in it. So I may have to replace that guy in a little while. This pole's really old, really old, really old. I mean, not by years, but I mean, it's just, I use this thing a lot. Anyways, that's how you fix a pole tip. Don't be a dummy like me. And, oh, and I like to spin this and move it around a little while it's drying. I don't have a drying thing for fishing rods. In the future, I may get one. I have one for my baits. But just as long as it's drying, you kind of want to only take a couple minutes till it gets like hard, enough to where it's not like soaking down, like running down it like water. Cook it a little bit harder. So I just do this for a little bit. Anyways, that's how you fix pole tip. Like I was saying, don't be a dummy like me. Cut the tip off and get all kinds of slivers in your finger, because fiberglass splinters in your fingers really suck. Really suck. So there you go, new pole tip on my pole. Now I can get my spinning rod back out on the water. I like to have this thing just to use when I'm throwing Senkos and stuff. I don't know. I'm trying to learn how to use my bait caster more, but I can definitely use this guy a lot better when it comes to pitching into trees and stuff. Or bass layers, I fix pole. Thanks for watching, guys.